Well, Robert Earl Dean, we got a great interview with us today,
Yes, we
brother.
do.
Who do we have with us today?
We're so excited to have back on the show after about a 2-year hiatus. He is with new music, doing new things, and we are so excited to have this young man. He hails from the wonderful city of Houston, Texas, and y'all know we love our Houstonians. He is doing some wonderful, wonderful things. Ladies and gentlemen, back again, Mr. Erick Burrell. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Thank you,
Man,
Lord.
how are you doing this morning?
uh, I'm here.
Okay. Well,
I'm still here.
I
Yeah.
started laughing because I said I saw how early you got on this morning. I said, "Oh, he must not be in Texas on the daylight savings time, or so he didn't fall back."
Right.
And so he came in early.
He was excited.
It's better for you to be early than for you to be late.
Come on
Oh,
through,
Pastor
church.
We,
LT, don't do that.
and one of the things about it, Eric,
Yeah.
as you sending yourself, you keep on going to the one side,
Right.
sending yourself on the screen.
Yes.
We're trying to get this great interview from you because
Yes.
we know that God is doing some great things in your
Yes,
life.
yes.
And we have no issue with teasing our friends
Yes.
because our friends that have been rocking with us for so many years, we appreciate you. And so, first of all, can you just give people a quick snapshot of who you are, who your people is, and all the other things?
Good morning. Well, as you both said, I'm Erick Burrell, based out of Houston, Texas, born and raised. Um, hmm, been doing this thing now, my solo thing now for God, it's hard to believe, since 2005. That's almost, 2 decades. Started out in Memphis, Tennessee, with Orlando Draper and the Associates. And after his transition, stepped out on my own, like I said, 2005, and I've been doing it ever since.
Now, and you know how when you say that you have a traffic jam, and because there's so many people that are on the freeway or the roadways, the traffic don't move as fast. How has it been for you locating in Houston, where there's so many phenomenal gospel artists and so many phenomenal gospel churches? How has it been for you to navigate and move through the traffic, if you will?
It's been slow.
Okay.
Again, as you stated, it is so many wonderful and gifted and world renowned artists based out of Houston, Texas. Houston is literally a music mecca, if the truth be told. So it's been slow. This is actually my second single since I've been back home that I've released here in Houston. So again, it's work, but I don't consider what I do work because it's my passion. So it makes it a lot easier. I enjoy what I do. I make sure I stay visible as much as possible. I try to go to as many events as possible and support, our Houston artists. So it's been slow, but I'm not the person to ever give up or ever, stop. Especially because I love what I do. But yeah, it's a lot. Houston has got a singer on every corner, and that's a good thing. And we have so many trailblazers to thank for that. So, but yeah, so I'm not complaining. I'm just more excited about doing what I do.
Now, let me just deal with a rumor, and so we can deal with the
Oh God.
rumor and get past it. I heard that those singers that really, really, really want to go to the next level, they gotta eat at Timmy Chan's once a week. I just want to know, is that true?
No, you have to eat at Papados once a week.
Okay,
There you
okay,
go.
okay.
There you go.
All right, I
There
just
you
want to
go.
know because people say that Timmy Chan, they don't know if it's chicken or not, but they like going to Timmy Chan's.
Yeah, Timmy Sands is a bit popular, but I mean, if you're gonna really say, you're a singer in Houston, you have to go by Papados. One, at least one, and then you can say you're a singer in Houston, Texas.
Well,
Yes.
I've been to Papados in Houston,
It's
Texas,
wonderful.
and I just want to say the next time you go, could you file a complaint for me? Because the food will make you hurt yourself. So you just
It
tell them
will. It
that
will.
It's
I hurt
delicious.
myself the last time I was there, and so next time I'm just gonna get a half a plate and then share with Robert.
That's not gonna work. Robert ain't gonna shut up with you.
N-
Don't even,
Not no
don't
Papa
even do,
Do's, and I went to the one
don't
in New
even do my
Mexico.
boy like
Right.
that.
I went to the one in New Mexico. I was with San Diego State actually, and I had never heard of Papa Do's until I went to New Mexico. But that one in Houston is good as well. We had a chance when we were there with Angela Bennett and the Texas Oklahoma Announcers Guild Conference, and we had a chance to dine and fellowship, and that was really, really great. Let's talk about who are some of your mentors in this industry. It could be secular or gospel.
That's easy. We'll first start with Orlando Draper and the Associates. Of course, I talk about her all the time, Yolanda Adams. Um, you name a neo soul artist, male or female, um, I look up to them. Just to call out a few, D'Angelo, Music Soul Child, Jill Scott, India Ari, just to name a few, Erica Badu. And then lastly, I will definitely say Kendrick Lamar, K. Dot. These are people that I absolutely love. But of course, at the top of the list will be Orlando Draper and the Associates, and of course, my hometown big sister Yolanda Adams.
I think it's so important to have people that you look up to because many times you feel like you're on an island by yourself. But if people have a similar sound or doing some of the things you're trying to do, it helps you navigate in this industry.
Oh,
How
absolutely.
important how important is collaboration to you?
Collaboration is very, very important. In fact, on this new project that I'm working on, I I personally believe I have four of the best producers ever. In the past, it was a mistake learned. In the past, normally when I would record my music, I would only have one producer.
Mhm.
But I felt led to have more than one on this one. So when I once I got back here to Houston, I did a little research and sleuthing, and thanks to one particular artist by the name of Nikita Fox,
Nikita Clegg
uh,
Fox, yes.
she was able to help me reach one of my producers, and then after I reached that producer, I was able to reach another. So my four producers are actually Zach Fisher, who produced my current single, who's a Stellar Award nominee, the phenomenal Anthony Hall, who's a Stellar Award nominee, Billboard chart topping Roderick Dowling, and then last but not least, one of our musicians. He's the head of our band at my church, New Faith, another phenomenal producer by the name of Melvin Johnson. So I'm collaborating with all four of these young men because they do what I do. And that's vital. One thing I've learned that is vital and important when you collaborate with someone, make sure that they do what you do as an artist, or else it's not going to work. And so I'm grateful. That was a very good question to ask me. So I'm grateful that I've got these four phenomenal guys to work with on this upcoming project.
I think it's important with young artists. Don't get with a label or producer who does not specialize or can do your music. So many
Absolutely.
young ones go for the hottest name, but if I'm a traditional artist, I wouldn't go get a rap producer because they specialize in rap. I would get a producer musician who knows my genre, who loves it, and who can push what I do. That's one of the biggest
Absolutely.
mistakes that people make in this
Well,
industry.
and when they find someone that is singular in focus or have only that single genre, because you have people like Terry Jam and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis
Hmm.
that are
Hmm.
very versatile, that can do all types of music and do it well because they study the craft.
Yes.
I want to just deal with a little rumor. Maybe you can help me out with this rumor.
You and
Again,
these rumors, sir.
I
Easy
just
the rumor or have beef. He
you
ain't got a
know,
beef, so
I don't have a
we
beef with
doing
you. I just want
good.
to have a rumor has it that when you first got your braces, you forgot that you had them on, and you moved the mic too quickly to your mouth, and your lip hit the braces, and all of a sudden they said, "Did somebody hit him because he had a little blood coming down?" Was that true or not true? I'm just trying.
Your rumors.
LD, you need help. Go to the officer.
So, do you confirm or deny?
No, I want to. No, no, no. I don't want to lie. Having braces is arguably probably one of the most difficult things that I've ever had. had to do as far as my physical appearance
Right.
is concerned. I've had two things: these braces, and I had a tummy tuck a few years ago. But braces are challenging. They're
Yeah,
very challenging.
and the reason why I ask is because singers sing with all of their essence and
The
everything like
mass.
that. Your lips, your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
everything else. And so, how has it affected how you execute your singing, or you just had to just get used to that?
Oh, no, I had to just get used to it. It
Okay.
hasn't affected my singing at all. Um, what they're ugly.
Okay.
But again, you have to go through a process of having some things not look correct in order for them to eventually look correct. So I mean, but it had to be done. So it
It's,
has
it's
Well,
to be
it's
done.
like gold. Gold goes through a process of refining
Yes,
to
but
become
exactly.
gold.
but you know what I tell people every time I see them with braces, I say, "Oh, you must got a lot of money because braces is expensive." So I tell kids all the time, "Oh, your parents love you. They done spend $5, $6, $7, $8,000
But a
on you."
lot of singers have had it. Karen
Hmm.
Clark had braces.
Hmm.
It's been quite a few artists who've had to have braces, but
Hey,
it didn't stop their singing.
hey, they trying to get their Colgate contract. I ain't mad at
Yeah.
No, it's called insurance. But yeah,
them.
braces are expensive,
Right.
but it's called insurance.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
so let me ask you this question:
Mhm.
Is are you just singing full time, or do you have an additional a gig or something that you do outside of this your travels and singing?
As an independent artist, the one thing I do have to do is I do have to go to work.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm not signed to a label. I'm not signed to a major label. So everything now I do have a business partner by the name of Ralph Edwards, based out of, and his business is the Red Brand, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I go to work. I practically pay for everything that I do out of pocket. And in all honesty, from what Minister Draper taught us, and from what I've learned from Yolanda, what I'm doing is correct. It is the better way because I pretty much call, all of the shots. So I go to work. I pay for my studio time. I pay my
Yes.
producers. I pay for my photo shoots.
Hmm.
I pay for all of that. I paid for the concept, my first concept video. I pay for everything. So I go to work every day,
Amen.
which I don't mind. Even in my job, it's something that I love to do. So it makes it easier for me to go to work. So no, I'm not signed to labels. So no, I go to work every day.
It's called
Yeah.
investing in your own dream,
Talent.
in your own
Yes.
talent and dream. So many times, we hear artists complain, and sometimes they have legitimate reasons, but you have to think about it on the label side. They're the one that's taking the biggest risk on you. Nobody knows that you're going to have a number one hit. That's coming out of somebody's pocket.
That's a fact.
Videos, clothes for videos, photo shoot, clothes for photo shoot, appearances, plane tickets, all that stuff adds up, artists. Where do you think it comes from? It don't come from heaven. It comes from an entity that is, it's like a record company is like a bank, pretty much.
Exactly.
And people don't get that. So you are that are listening have to know that you got to make sure this is what you really want to do
Well,
because it's not easy.
break it
And
down.
then to my oh, go ahead. I'm sorry,
So you
LT,
said
you
that
about
the
to say something.
record company is like a bank because what they do is they're loaning
They're
you,
loaning.
and that
Exactly.
loan has to
It's
be
an
repaid.
investment.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to have to pay up. And that's how, so unfortunately,
Hmm.
that's how so many artists end up not having any money because, of course, they, you having someone invest in you, they're going to want their investment back.
Of
And they're going to
course.
get it back one way or another
Hmm.
via, I have all of my publishing. I have I published through my EB Music, EB Productions,
Hmm.
all of my publishing. I do all of my writing. I don't have a writing team. One of my friends listened to the new single and said, Eric, whoever wrote this song, awesome writing. I write everything that I do. I don't have a writing team.
Hmm.
I'm not about to do all that because writing is my gift.
Right.
So then if you're signed to a label, sometimes they get songwriters for you.
Yes, they do.
They're going to want their cut back. So, it's just in this day and time now, in my opinion, even though I have to work a little bit harder versus a signed artist, my issue is my one thing is this: I would rather work harder and invest in myself than have to repay back a record company.
And many times artists, we will see one hit wonders and we'll be like, where's such and such? Many times they didn't recoup the money that was put out on videos and stuff. And so they're going into the next album, their sophomore project, owing money in debt. and some labels will not release them because they still owe money from the first project. That's why it's smart to invest in yourself and come to the table and do a partnership with a label or a company. Yolanda told me years ago too. She said, "Brother, do it your own way. So in the end, people won't be putting out best of projects on you without you getting any money or anything because you would have owned the masters yourself." That's one of the
And
biggest things she
then
taught me.
And then another thing that I've seen, and this is within any genre of
Yes.
music. If you and it doesn't matter, it could be neo soul, gospel, jazz,
Hmm.
classical, country. It doesn't matter. If your first single or for your, I guess your first project does not hit, the record company has every opportunity and every right to drop you. You could be signed one day and then the next day you have no label at all because your first single didn't hit. So that is another good thing about being an independent artist. That's another good, again, you have to work a lot harder in order to get your songs and different things played and get you charted. But however, you don't have to worry about if I'm going to have a record label or something, a record label the next week. No, because everything is filtered through you.
Right.
So let's talk about this new song that you penned and you worked on.
Yes. I won't cry. Wow. Um, the song is so poignant. I actually, when the concept video comes out later on this week, I actually have a few interviews that are going to be uploaded to YouTube. I wrote this song, fellas, good God, in 2000, I want to say 2007 or 8. Long story short, I had a conversation, I'll say this, with the individual on the phone. The conversation didn't go well. I'm giving you the short version because I don't want to give out too much information because
Hmm.
it's personal.
Hmm.
But this individual at the time who I thought had matured and changed over a course of many, many years did not.
Hmm.
Said some very, very ugly things to me over the phone. Um, After our conversation ended, I immediately got on the phone with my mother. And it's something about a mother. Mothers, if you're,
Yes.
especially if you're close to your mother,
Yes.
mothers know. I called her. My mom could tell that I had been crying. She knew something was up.
Hmm.
And I would never say in public what she told me over the phone, but I will say this: she was not upset. She was pissed.
Hmm.
And what she said about this individual, she would never, ever, ever, ever say out in public. So after she gave me some wonderful words of encouragement. It didn't work. I was living in Memphis, Tennessee, living in the Exchange Building on Second Street, downtown Memphis. I will never, ever, ever, as long as I live, forget it. I went upstairs to my apartment just crying, just bawling, could not let it go. And I remember sitting on my couch and I let out a huge scream and cried some more because it was like someone had taken a machete and stabbed me through the heart. You would have thought it was almost like, me letting go of something. You would have thought that I had been singing the song my entire life.
Hmm.
The lyrics instantly just flowed out
Wow.
of me. So I really have to thank this individual because who thank this individual because I believe they gave me arguably probably what's going to be one of my biggest hits singles ever. And that's how the song came about.
Wow.
Well, music and acting is life. People get storylines from their life, and I'm glad that you didn't let it break you down to the point of suicide. You just never know. It didn't break you down for wanting to give up. We have to use our gifts for God, and I thank God that you're in church because you're very faithful to your praise team, and I think all
Yes.
those things help make you be able to push forward and keep moving against all odds.
Speaking of my church, real quick, before because I talk about them all the time. Let me
Yes, you
give them a
do.
shout out. Of course, I am very active in my church. That's the one thing that Olanda and Dr. Cole, Dorinda Clark Cole, expressed to us as artists, have your church home
Yep.
and get you some words. So I'm a proud member of the New Faith Church here in Houston, Texas, 4315 West Fuquay, where Dr. Andre Jermaine Lewis and First Lady Kim Lewis is my pastor and First Lady. Of course, I do serve in the music department under the music giant, Minister Christopher Watkins. And of course, again, on the praise team with my girl, my boo, Miss Charisma Evans. And
Charisma,
I love
yes.
my, yes, and I love my church family, beautiful church family.
You said it was on what way?
The street.
West Fuquay.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, I
in
like
Highland
sitting up
Park.
here.
And real quick, let's talk about after this single, you're releasing a Christmas song because we're in the Christmas season and stations
Yes.
are starting to play Christmas stuff now because it's November.
I actually recorded White Christmas a year and a half ago. It was released. My first Christmas single. It was produced by a young man in Memphis, Tennessee, by the name of Keenan Shotwell. He just heard my voice, and we both came up with the arrangement. And I actually sung that song live at my church's Christmas event program on last year. We call it the Advent program, and I actually sung that particular song live at the event last year.
Awesome.
Well, man,
White Christmas.
we're definitely excited about this new cut.
Yes.
What's up next for you, and how can people find you, book you, connect with you, get a song from you? Because me, my voice is a little out right now. You could write. Can you write me a song that I could sing solo? That solo because I'm
LT, I
hoarse.
need you to take your comedy on the road, sir. I need
Okay,
you to stop.
okay. So you
Take,
want me to
take,
be in the
take your
comedy?
comedy on the road. You
Yeah.
missed your calling.
Or
Okay.
he can play the tambourine. He can borrow my tambourine.
Right.
I'm just gonna pray
Percussion for
I
Jesus.
want to pray for both of you to have vision and go a little bit
Yes.
deeper. Go a little bit
Yes.
deeper.
We
Pray.
want the same for you.
Hey,
Hallelujah.
Robert, get your friend.
We want the same for you. Hallelujah. You pray for us. We're going to pray for your vision too.
And tell us how we can connect with you, how people can book you, all of this stuff.
Help us, Holy Ghost.
I ain't
Jesus.
stunned Robert because
Yes.
he asked me to sing background on his project.
Yes.
He said just be in the background.
Background.
Well, first of all, as far as the music is concerned, I'm on all stream. Everything that I've ever recorded down through the years is on all streaming platforms, from Spotify to iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora. So I'm on YouTube Music. So I'm on all of those streaming platforms. As far as the concept, I'm so excited about the concept video will be on YouTube hopefully this week. The single was released, or I Won't Cry was released on last Tuesday. So we're hoping that the concept, it was still processing through the distribution company. So hopefully we'll see that on this week and you can go over to YouTube and check that out. As far as anything concerning booking me, all you have to do is go to Erick Burrell 72 at gmail.com. And I would love for people to follow me on YouTube. I do officially have a YouTube channel at ERICK underscore BURRELL. That is me. Subscribe and hit that bell. That's my YouTube page.
Well, with that being said, we done found out a lot about our brother once again. He every time he drops a single, he got to come back. He know how we do it because
Yes.
he's our brother and we appreciate him. Man, introduce the song so that everybody can hear it for the first time right here on GLD Radio 1.
Y'all, this is I Won't Cry, my new single produced by Houston's own Stellar Award nominee, Zach Fisher. Y'all take a listen and enjoy it. It's fine.
Right here on GLD Radio 1.
.com.
Yes.